Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So before we get into the video, I do want to quickly say I know I've been gone for a bit. I had some personal issues I needed to sort out, but I am back now, hopefully for good, and I'm really excited for the next videos coming up. Quick peek, I am dyeing my hair soon. That will be in a video. I'm very excited for it. But yes, so in today's video, I am showing y'all 10 books that I highly recommend that I've read recently. So yeah, let's get into the video. Not sure if you can tell, but we do have a new setup. I redid my room, well, my mom did while I was away at camp, which I also went to. That's why another reason I was out for a bit. But I really like the new setup, so I'm hoping video angles are better. Okay, so the first book that I recommend is from Look Up With Love. This is the book. My book is obviously torn up. Pages are falling out. It is definitely well loved. It was about a Paris figure skater. The main person's name is Jasmine. Jasmine is really spunky. She isn't afraid to talk back and get what's rightfully hers, but when she got wronged by her last Paris partner, her career is starting to come to a close and she does not want it to. She skates at a rink that's owned by the Lukovs, and their son, Ivan, is a really famous worldwide figure skater who she happens to hate, and he hates her as well. But when he needs a new partner, he asks her to be his partner, and they have to work together to win competitions together. Really good book, enemies to lovers. The next book I got that I recommend is Well Met. I recently read this one. It was really good. Emily is the main character in this book. When her long-term boyfriend breaks up with her, she is kind of lost and doesn't know where to go. A couple weeks after, her sister gets into a bad car accident and needs help back home with her family. So Emily goes to move in with her and help her out with her niece. Her niece is really into theater, and so she volunteers at the Renaissance Fair, but for a person under 18 to volunteer, they need an adult. And obviously the mom can't do it because, you know, she was in a car accident. So Emily gets wrapped into volunteering with her and she starts to enjoy it. But Simon is the leader of the Renaissance Fair. He's an annoyingly rude guy, but she can't seem to keep her mind off of him. It is enemies to lovers as well. You can all see a trend here. I really like enemies to lovers, guys. But I highly recommend it. It was really good. Super fast read. Highly recommend. The next book is Serpent and Dove. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit confusing at first. It's set in France, so a lot of it is in French, like a lot of it, but like slang. So like they're just like some like slang words in French that I don't quite understand because I don't take French or live in France. Oh, like, I wish I did, but I do not. In this story, it takes place in a time where witches are known as evil, and the witch hunters, known as the what's it? Really, it was a witch hunter. It's called like something fancy, but it says on the back witch hunter too. So I'm just gonna go with the witch hunter. She runs away from her coven and goes into hiding in the city. When a witch hunter kind of gets entangled with her, they are forced by the king, the like top person of the witch hunters, to get married. And again, he still doesn't know she's a witch. I know that sounds really confusing. It is enemies to lovers. It really is good. It is confusing at first. It takes a bit to get into, but it is confusing, and ow. There is a sequel. I do recommend it, even though it sounds totally confusing. Sorry. Okay, the next book is The Gracier. This book reminds me of like Hunger Games and Handmaid's Tale. It is dystopian. In this time period, people believe that women have the power to lure men out of their beds and kind of like control them. And they believe that when they turn 16, their magic develops. So when girls turn 16, they send them out to the woods to basically live on their own. They don't give them anything. And they basically have to survive for a full year out in the woods. A lot go insane and start to like kill each other. It really has a good feminist plot line, really good for like women's rights. I didn't even realize that it was like such an empowering book until the end, and I was like, whoa, like that was insane. There is an enemies to lovers side plot in here. It's really good. I highly recommend it. I don't even know like how to express how good this book is. It really is really good. The next book is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. This got really popular on TikTok. It is a Hades x Persephone love story, enemies to lovers. Basically, Persephone moves to, I forgot what city it is, but she moves to a city in like normal world and pretends to be immortal and go to college and live like a normal life. In the story, Hades owns lots of clubs. She goes to one of the clubs and accidentally gets herself involved in a contract with Hades and has to make something in the underworld grow. But her powers are acting up. She doesn't know what's happening. She can't seem to get her hold on them. Okay, the next book is Crave. I actually do not have the first book with me. I gave it to a friend to read, but these are the second and third books. They are really good, super fast read. A lot of people have pointed out the romance does move really fast, and that is true, but it is kind of fantasy, so I don't really care. The main character's name is Grace, and her parents suddenly die, and she moves to Alaska to live at a boarding school that her uncle owns or runs. The people at the school are super weird. She doesn't quite understand what's happening. They all seem to be different. You know what I'm going. It's fantasy, guys. Use your head. My vacuum's going off. Roomba. Anyways. Oh, by the way, guys, this isn't a real tattoo. It's Sharpie. My friend did it in a stencil. I really do like it, though. I might actually get it when I'm older. I don't know. Anyways. And she meets a mysterious guy that she can't get her mind off of. And, you know, they end up falling in love, that type of thing. Next is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I will say, trigger warnings, this does cover domestic violence and sexual abuse. The main character grew up with her father abusing her mother constantly. And she was in love with a homeless man. Her father was the mayor, and so obviously he did not like that very much and kind of kicked him out. It has like flashbacks to her past, but it mostly tells her present story. How she falls in love with this guy and he starts to turn abusive, and she does not know whether or not she should leave or not because she is in love with him. And it starts out as just like a little push here and there, but it does develop, and it is a really touching book. It makes you think differently about domestic violence. The ending of the book, I think about it constantly. There's like a quote from it. I can't really say it because it's kind of a spoiler, but it really good, makes you sob. I sobbed. A really good ugly cry read. Okay, the next book is Once Upon a Quinceañera. I lost the dust jacket to this book, but it's called Once Upon a Quinceañera. This is a really cute romance about a girl who has to get like community service hours for her school, and so she works at like a Disney place where like they go for birthdays and dress up as like Disney people, but she has to do a quinceañera for her cousin, and her family does not get along, and so it's really challenging. And then one of her exes shows up and starts working there, and she hates him. She has to figure out how to work with him without, you know, beating him up. It was on, I forgot what morning show. It was on some sort of morning show. My dad bought it for me, actually. He saw a morning show. I was like, I'm getting this. So it was really good. Okay, the next book is Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And I do want to say I'm very much aware how insane this book is going to sound. When I first heard this book, I was like, no, That does not sound like it'd be good, but it is really good. It's about an alien and a human. The human moves in next door to this really hot guy, but he happens to be just horrible, like so rude. She can't figure out why, she can't figure out what she did, but he's in like a lot of her classes, and they start to like develop feelings and stuff like that, enemies to lovers / inhuman. It really is good for like a sci-fi, romance, fantasy, whatever you want to call it. Next book and final book actually is The Ravens, a Cass Morgan and Daniel Page. I got it for Christmas. I really liked it. The book is about a sorority at her college for witches. The main character does not know that she is a witch, and she rushes for sororities, and she comes up on this one sorority that she absolutely loves, and they have to do like a candle test to see like who has magic, who doesn't, and she ends up being a witch, but she doesn't understand she's a witch. Like, she doesn't like know, she just thought it was like a party trick. So she joins the sorority and finds out that she's actually in fact a witch, and whole drama with her mom happens. The sorority's in trouble. A lot of stuff happened in past years with another girl who died, so now she's coming back to like haunt them, I guess. It is told from two people's point of view. The one I was talking about is Vivi, and Scarlett is one who's been in the sorority for a while now, but who has stuff that's happened to her in the past in the sorority that's come back to haunt her. It does have like a romance twist in it, but not like very much. Okay guys, that is all of the recommendations I have for right now. Let me know if y'all want a part 2, because I can totally do that. I really love books, and am constantly getting new ones. So let me know if y'all want more book recommendations, because I'll be happy to give them to you. That is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this video. I hope y'all really like it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye y'all.